Rajasthan. And he has joined research, Bharatpur, Rajasthan. He has joined co-chairman Dr. Ramesh Pal and Dr. Krishna Pal ji and other guests and participants. So let's start today's lecture. Today we have Dr. Ram Swarup Jat ji. He is Principal Scientist in Directorate of Rapeseed and Mustard Research, Bharatpur, Rajasthan. Dr. Jat is graduated from Rajasthan Agriculture University, Bikaner, Rajasthan, and he did his MSc also from the same institution. He got doctorate from the very pioneer institute of India, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Pusa, New Delhi, and then he joined ICAR in 2007 and then DRMR in 2016. He has also associated with some other institutes like Directorate of Groundnut Research, Directorate of Medicinal and Aromatic Plant Research, and his specialization, he's a specialist of natural resource management. He has got advanced exposure on conservation agriculture. His contribution in the scientific advancement is very remarkable, and I would like to name some of them, like development of sustainable package of practices of peanut-based cropping system, carbon sequestration in peanut-based cropping system, good agriculture practices for Centella and Andrographis paniculata, and organic farming of Withenia somnifera, Andrographis, and Plantago ovata. His current system, Orobanki management in rapeseed mustard, and low budget natural farming. ITs and different institutions of India. He has got research fellowship from ICAR, gold medal for Research Institute Fellowship, Bharatpur, Best Scientist Award by 60 papers, research papers in national and international journals, including in Nature scientific reports. 3 books are authored by him, 40 popular articles, and 2 policy matters. As a request to Dr. Ram Swarup Jat sir to kindly take over the session. This virtual platform is all yours now, and kindly address us on your topic, oilseed status and opportunities. You're most welcome, sir. Over to you, sir. Yeah, we can see your slides, sir.
आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी सर, आवाज आ रही है.
ओके, थैंक यू.
So I think, sir, we would like to invite you for today's topic, that is oilseed status and opportunity. Kindly take over this virtual platform, and now this virtual platform is all yours, and we are really waiting for you.
Good morning to all. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible properly.
Can you listen me?
Yes, sir, you are audible. We can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
You're audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
So, good morning to all. Respected Director Dr. Virendra Singh ji and dear participants. First of all, I would like to thank to the IFTMU team and for giving me this opportunity to present some highlights on oilseeds status and opportunities in India, because this is a faculty development program and all are related, all are engaged in faculty like activities like students and research. So we should know that what is the status of oilseeds and what other opportunities are there to increase the production and productivity of these important crops in India and abroad also. So with this, I will start the presentation. If you feel any query or other things, then you can stop me anywhere. So I have divided this whole topic in a few outlines, like first in oilseed scenario in the world and India, then fat needs of Indian population, oilseeds production to meet the nutrition needs, and how much to expand the area, increase the productivity and thereby productivity, and what are policy options required in India to increase the production of oilseeds. Then supplementary source of vegetable oils. There are many sources of vegetables all over the world. I will discuss one by one. Then harnessing the unexploited yield reservoirs and meeting of India's fat nutrition, and then ethylose. So friends, we know that there are 8 groups of human foods. First is cereal, then second is pulses, and third important group is oilseeds. Then vegetables, fruits, milk and milk products, meat and meat products, and nuts. If we talk about the carrying capacity, not only the oilseeds but other commodities in agriculture, then carrying capacity is nothing but it is the supporting capacity of any system. For it may be for the human beings, for population, and for livestock, for agriculture. So number of people and livestock that an area can support on a sustainable basis is called carrying capacity. And it can be studied and analyzed only in the national context, because it depends upon many things. And always it is dynamic in nature, varying from time to time based on the status of what are the resources are there, technologies are there, and management aspects are there. So these all 3 things affects the carrying capacity of any production system. As we know that there are 40 different oilseed crops, and they are divided in 2 mainly based on the oil they are producing, primary source and secondary source. We call them primary because they are mainly grown for the oil production. So there are 9 annual oilseed crops: soybean, groundnut, rapeseed, mustard, sesame, and sunflower, safflower, Niger, castor, and linseed. These are the annual oilseed crops which are the primary source of oils in India and abroad also. Then there are perennial primary sources of oils like oil palm, coconut, tree-borne oilseeds. Tree-borne oilseeds are there are more than 50 species. And the secondary sources, which are these are secondary because they are their oil is the byproduct. they are mainly grown for other primary products, but oil is a byproduct, so they are called secondary sources, like cotton seed, rice bran, corn, tobacco seed, and watermelon, etc. Now, if you see the major oilseed producing countries in the world during 2019, so USA there is maximum area, followed by India, then Brazil, and then other countries also. In production, the USA is first, and among the yield, that is productivity per hectare, then this Brazil is the first, then USA, and India is very less productivity. So this is the overall status of different countries and contribution of different crops to global oilseed production. How much they are contributing? So in the world, this soybean is the first in terms of production, and it contributes to 61.37% to total oilseed production in the world. Rapeseed is only 11.42%. Then other crops are also there, but they have contributed very less. Then per capita consumption of oils and fats in the selected countries, if you see the change in scenario from 1976 to 2020. In 1976-80, the India, we consume 6.45 gram, and in 2012-13, it has increased to 15.40 kg, sorry. Then in 2020-21, it has increased to 19.22 kg. If you see the in case of China, then in 1976-80, there was very less consumption of oils and fats, only 3 kg per capita, but they have crossed the Indian consumption and reached to 28.7 kg per capita. Likewise, other countries in USA, it is 62.06 kg, European Union 63 kg, Argentina 68 kg, and highest in Malaysia, 158 kg per capita consumption at present. If you see the oilseeds in Indian agriculture, then oilseeds are fourth largest vegetable oil economy in the world. Second largest agriculture commodity after the cereals in the world. Then in India also, then accounts for 1.3% to total GDP and 7% of value of all agriculture products. It contributes, the different states contribution is also there in GDP. And in Punjab, the lowest 0.5% contribution to GDP. Then in Madhya Pradesh, it is 15%, and in Gujarat, 18% to total agriculture GDP. And if you see the 14 million farmers are involved in oilseed production and a million in processing. It totally contributes 12 to 15% dietary energy and accounts for about 1.5% national export and 11% of agriculture export during 2021-22. During 2020-21, we are exporting the oilseeds of rupees 32,000 crores, and we are also importing 88,000 crores. We will discuss in detail in the later on. Then if you see the productivity area and production trends, in 1950, production was very less, area was higher, but in later on, during 2021, the area is almost stagnated. It has not, after this 1985, the area has not increased much, but production and productivity has increased significantly. So there is a significant growth over the years in oilseed production in India. At present, the India produced 35.9 million ton of oilseeds from 28.83 million hectare area, with average productivity of 1247 kg per hectare. And this was the figure of 2020-21. But at present, the latest estimates have presented that the production has increased to 37.01 million ton of total oilseeds in India. If you see the area production and yield of oilseeds, total oilseeds in India, then maximum area is under this soybean crop. Production is also higher in soybean, but the productivity, this was highest in castor. Then second important crop is rapeseed mustard in area as well as in production also. Then groundnut and sesame, castor, these are important crops which contribute significantly to total oilseed production basket in India. And if you see the total production area, 28.83 million hectare, production it is 35.9 million tons, and average yield is 1247 kg per hectare. If you see the contribution of different states in total oilseed production, then in area, the Madhya Pradesh contribute maximum area, followed by the Rajasthan and Maharashtra, then Gujarat. If you see the production, then highest production of oilseeds is from Rajasthan. Then Maharashtra and Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. Then if you see the oilseeds productivity in India versus other countries in the world with the highest productivity level, this was the old figure 13-14. Then crop wise, if you see the groundnut, the productivity in India is only 1642 kg per hectare, but the world productivity is 1777 kg per hectare. And the highest productivity is in USA. If you see the rapeseed mustard, then productivity during 2013-14, it was 1245 kg, world productivity 1994, and highest productivity was in Germany. In soybean, the highest productivity in Brazil, sunflower, China highest, sesame, China highest, safflower, Turkey, then castor, India. In India, the castor production and productivity is highest in the world. Then growth rate of area and production and productivity of different oilseeds from 1951 to 86. During that time, the maximum area was during this period because maximum area was in soybean crop. Soybean, because it is an introduced crop, it was introduced in India in 1970. That's why that time the area was highest under this crop. At present, also this crop is contributing the highest area in production. And this was the trend. In yield, there was no significant improvement except this safflower. And there was negative yield trends also. Then during 2085-86 to 2020-21, the changes in groundnut area. The groundnut area decreased to minus 30.4%. Production also increased mainly due to the increased productivity. Soybean, this has increased in area, production, and then yield also. Likewise, other crops, production and area production and yield has increased. Then it was again during 2019-20, and this is the increase in the growth of area, soybean 3.67%, production 4.33%, and yield also. This is the growth rate over during this 20 years period. Rapeseed mustard, there is a positive growth rate in production area and productivity. Castor, it is higher, but in some of the crops like groundnut, the area has decreased. There is negative growth, but production and productivity shown the positive growth. In sesame, again there is a negative growth in area. Sunflower, negative in area as well as production. Then Niger, these are the minor oilseed crops, and there is a negative growth in area and production, but productivity is shown the positive trend. Then coming to the import of oils in India, because 8% we are importing about 60% of total consumption, but we are consuming annually. We import 60 to 65% of that quantity. And it has, in terms of value, in 1,000 crores, it cost about 88,000 crores to the Indian exchequer. So it is a huge quantity that we are importing of all the oil seeds from other countries. And if you see different crops, then we are importing mainly a maximum quantity of this oil palm. Then we are also importing soybean, sunflower. We are also importing the mustard, then linseed. So this is a big challenge to Indian government, that how we can reduce the import of oil seeds at present. And there is a large number of policies, status and other things are there. We are also exporting the oil seeds to other countries, and mainly we are exporting this soybean and castor. Rapeseed also we are exporting, but mainly the cake. So we are exporting of these oil seeds of values of 32,000 crores. If you see the consumption pattern, composition of different vegetable oils, then this has changed over the years. In 1972-74, the groundnut contribute 58%, but now it is only 5%. Rapeseed, mustard, 28 to 15%, cottonseed. Then oil palm. This contributes the maximum to vegetable oil composition. So likewise, there is earlier it was mainly by groundnut, rapeseed, cottonseed, and others also. But now these all oil seeds they contribute to the composition. What are the fat needs of Indian population? Because at different age stages, there is different requirement of fat intake by the different category of adult men and adult women. So if we are sedentary, then 25 gram. The adult woman, for adult woman, it is 20 gram. And for other things, it is there, heavy lifestyle is there, then this is much. If it is there, then 20% of total energy to be made by fats, of which 20% is from visible and non-visible fats. So this is the recommended fat intake by adult men and adult women given by ICMR. Then dietary fat intake by Indians, if you see, of different age groups, then this with increase the age, the intake increases. And in the 16 to 18 years age, boys consume this recommended dietary intake is 50 gram, and for girls 35%. So these recommendations are already there. Then vegetable oil needs for projected population up to for the 2050. So if you see by 2050, then population will be reached to this figure, 1,685 million. And per capita fat that needs recommended 29 gram per day. This much is required per day. And if we convert this one into fats per head per year, then it is 10.585 kg per head per year. So the total vegetable oil needs 17.84 million ton, and this is equivalent to 59.41 million ton of oil seeds. So this much of oil seeds required. And assuming 25% of vegetable from crops other than animal oil seeds, the country needs to produce just 44.56 million ton of oil seeds by 2050 to meet the fat nutrition of projected population. Because we know that this 25% vegetable oils, they may be contributed from the animal oil seeds and other oil seeds. So this is the projected vegetable oil consumption by 2050, and this is if you see the range of the consumption, if it is 19 to 25 kg per hectare, then for this much of population, we require 3142 million ton of vegetable oils, which this much is vegetable oils only. And for production of this much of vegetable oil, we required 102 to 139 million ton oil seeds, which is at present only 37 million tons. So 69 to 106 million ton oil seeds, if 10 million ton of vegetable oils is contributed by supplementary sources. So what it says that if 102 to 139 million ton of oil seeds required by 2050 and 10 million ton is contributed by supplementary sources, then actually we required 69 to 106 million ton oil seeds from the annual oil seed crops. So this much of production we required by 2050. And then oil seed production to meet the nutritional needs. There are certain different issues are there in oil seeds because continuous dependence on oil seeds in the rain-fed production system. About 75% of the oil seeds are produced under rain-fed production system. So there are certain issues of water and soil. Non-availability of quality seed, this is also an issue, and a weak chain of seed. Then general tendency to promote only state varieties. It is everywhere because some of the varieties released in Rajasthan, then the Rajasthan varieties will be promoted in the state. If some variety released in Haryana, then certainly there is some issues and they are not promoted too much compared to the state varieties. Then poor crop nutrition, suboptimal and imbalanced use of major nutrients, minimal use of secondary and micronutrients. This is because rain-fed economy, the farmers are poor and the awareness may be the issue. So that's why there is no proper management of nutrients in the oil seeds. Then new biotic threats, like in groundnut, there is stem and bud necrosis disease. In mustard, sclerotinia, soybean rust, sunflower necrosis is a major disease, and in castor botrytis is a major disease, and they are coming up a big challenge to the farmers. Then also the issues of inefficient processing, inadequate marketing support and non-remunerative prices, and unfavorable and unstable import policy support. So these are the major issues in the oilseed sector. And we know that this oilseeds mainly grown in rain-fed areas and they are weather dependent. How we can say that these are the production is weather dependent? If you see these years, 2001 to 2, 2002, 2003, 2004 and 5, if you see the area, then it is 28 million hectare, then 28 to 5,000 hectares, sorry. Then this has decreased in the 2002-3 because this was the bad year. There was severe drought. Production also decreased in the 2002 compared to 2001. Productivity also severely decreased in this year. But 2003 was the normal year, good year, and there was good rains. Then again the area has increased, production increased, as well as the productivity increased. Then again in 2004 there was a drought, and the area production and productivity. Area is increased, but production and productivity decreased. So we can say that these oilseed crops are weather dependent. If weather is good, then production and productivity will be good. Otherwise, it will decrease due to the weather events. Expansion of area. There are different drivers for area expansion. If you see the past growth, then 32% contributed by area expansion. The production was contributed 32% and by the area. Then 68% contributed by productivity. So there are certain areas where we can increase the area, like shown higher growth rate of productivity due to technological development. Productivity mainly increased due to technological development. Example, mustard. In mustard, there is a good large number of technologies that farmers adopted, and that's why the productivity has increased significantly in the past years. Then there is whose relative prices and competitive crops have moved in their favor, like castor. Castor, we are first in the world in castor production and area. Then high growth rate combined with high price resulting in sharp increase in total profitability, like in soybean. So these are the major drivers: technology, good number of higher prices, and different policy supports. They contribute to the area expansion. There is certain new avenues for area expansion. We know that crop diversification. We can diversify the cropping system, and we can include the oil seeds in the system. Then crop intensification. We can intensify the addition of the oil seeds through oil seeds addition in the cropping system, and another opportunity through intercropping. In the widely spaced crops, we can show the oil seeds and increase the production. Farmers routinely do it and search for technological options for high returns, because farmers they know that which crops are to be taken. In rice wheat system and rice system, where water is mined, there is a depletion of water table. Then we can diversify, we can introduce the oil seeds, replace upland rice with soybean. In Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh, there is opportunity to increase the area of soybean in Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. Then introduction in potato fallow areas. After potato, the area remain fallow, so we can include some certain oilseed crops in that area. Promotion of oilseeds in saline soils, which are like safflower, sunflower, mustard. These are saline tolerant crops, and they can be introduced in those areas. And acid soils like groundnut, we can introduce groundnut in acid soils. So there is opportunities of these for oil seeds in these areas as option in contingency planning, like Toria, sunflower, and sesame. We can take these crops under contingency planning situation. Then situation of limited water availability, because these all oil seeds are they are drought tolerant to some extent, and they can be grown in limited water availability conditions. And also the price is important thing, and if they are legally guaranteed MSP, then the area certainly can be increased in these crops. Another option is crop intensification. In underutilized farming situations like rice fallow, which is 12 to 15 million hectare area, and in these rice fallow areas, we can introduce this groundnut, mustard, and sunflower. Then effective rainwater management, because these are mainly grown in rainfed areas, and effective rainwater management can boost the production of oil seeds. Like technologies are there, farm ponds and integration with farming system. Then introducing oil seeds as cage crop. Toria and in between urad bean, mung bean in the wheat system, and these can be introduced. Then intercropping. There is a 45 million hectare area of the widely spaced crops, mainly maize, sorghum, sugarcane, cotton, pigeon pea, banana, cotton, coconut, and oil palm. In these crops, the oil seeds can be introduced as intercrop, and we can increase the oil seed area and production. Like intercrop in castor and sunflower, these two oil seeds can be taken together as intercrop. And in rice in northeast regions, we can introduce the oil seeds. Though these intercropping systems, they are labor intensive and mechanization of these crops is hindered, but we should develop the technology that we can go for mechanized cultivation of oil seeds in the intercropping. How we can increase the oilseed productivity? There are certain things that should be kept in mind while we are taking the planning for oilseed crops. First one is crop ecological zoning. As we know that ecological zoning is mainly based on the climate and soil parameters. And the main parameter which is used by the National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning is length of growing period. Length of growing period is very much important for any crop, and based on the length growing period, we have the NBSS and LUP divided country in different climatic and agroecological zones, then sub-zones, and based on this, there are certain recommendations for oilseeds also, and they recommended that 53% groundnut area is contributed by 4 districts because of the suitable climate, suitable ecology of that area. Only 4 districts, they contribute 53% groundnut. 4 districts contribute 37% sunflower. Then 9 districts contribute 31% mustard area. 12 districts contribute 41% soybean area. So likewise, we should divide all the area up to the district level for suitability of oilseeds. And we can plan the production with all technologies and policy support. We should concentrate on these districts or these areas for higher production. Delineate efficient zones for each oilseed crop. Link all support services to these zones, so we can increase the production and productivity of those areas. Then overcome infrastructure shortcomings in identified zones. If there is any shortcomings, then we should identify and overcome to it. Then enhancing the oilseed productivity, how we can enhance the productivity. There are major factors which affect, and they should be considered. Like first one is seed replacement rate. Seed replacement rate is nothing but how the farmers are year to year, they are changing the varieties. They are taking new varieties. So this is the seed replacement rate, and if it is higher, means there is chances to increase the productivity because the latest released varieties, they are high yielding and tolerant to disease and pest. So this shows that if SRR is higher, then certainly we can take the higher production. Then balanced and integrated crop nutrition, this is also important, like balanced use of major, secondary and micronutrients and biofertilizers, efficient crop management like irrigation, and low cost and no cost technologies. These are also important because nowadays there is cost of production is increasing. So we should develop the technologies which are low cost, or they may be no cost, so farmers can get better benefit. Then integrated pest management and oilseed mechanization. Mechanization is also very important because nowadays their labor cost is very high, labor are scarce, they are not available at the time of operations, like mainly at the time of harvesting. So we should develop the mechanization of oilseed crops. This is the seed replacement rate status, though this is the data provided by DSC, very old. But in 2011-12, soybean only 47% SRR was there, in groundnut only 21%. But in rapeseed mustard, 84.5% seed replacement rate was there. Sunflower 90%. So we should increase the seed replacement rate for the latest release varieties. Then nutrition of oilseeds. Nutrition, we know that it is very important. It's a energy-rich crop, and they require higher energy. But the fact is that they are mainly grown in rain-fed areas which are thirsty and hungry. There is continuous mining of nutrients from soil in oilseed cultivation. Only 1/3 of the fertilizer needs of oilseeds are applied. We are applying only 33% requirement of total requirement. And if you see the different oilseeds, then there is good response to major nutrients, NPK, among the secondary nutrients, sulfur, and micronutrients like zinc, boron, and iron. So there is a very good response to these nutrients, and this should be applied for higher production and productivity. need for fertilizer management on cropping system basis for high use efficiency. Because we should plan like oilseed maybe one crop like mustard, but farmer take 3 crops in a year, 3 or 4 crops. So we should plan for whole cropping system. The nutrient management should be developed for the whole cropping system, not for a individual crop. And if you see the fertilizer use efficiency of these oilseeds on overall basis, then nitrogen, the fertilizer use efficiency is only 50%. Phosphorus, it is 30%. Potassium, 50%. And if you see the contribution of total uptake from these fertilizers, then only 18%, 18.5% uptake is contributed by fertilizers, and others 81.5%. So their contribution in total uptake is very less. In case of phosphorus, only 22.3% is contributed by fertilizers and 77.7% by other sources. And if you see the total, then 14.5% is contributed by fertilizers. So we should increase the fertilizer use efficiency in these crops for higher production. Then if you want to see the balanced fertilization effect in this oilseeds, different group of crops, then in cereals, 46.8% increase is due to nitrogen, 74.3% with addition of phosphorus, nitrogen and phosphorus both. And if we apply these NPK, then 96.3% is contributed by these nutrients. In case of oilseeds, 30.7% increase is due to nitrogen. If we add the phosphorus, then the increase in yield is 63.4%. And if we again add the potassium also, then the increase in productivity is contributed 87.6%. So this is the contribution of these different nutrients in the production. And we see the potential of different integrated nutrient management practices. Simply, we took the example, the mustard. Then if you simply apply fertilizer only, then at 100% recommended dose of fertilizer, the production we got is 17.16 kg productivity per hectare. Then if we added FIM 10 ton per hectare, then the production has increased to 1860. If we added sulfur 40 kg per hectare, then again increased. If we added zinc sulfate 25 kg per hectare, then production increased to 2010 kg per hectare. And then if we again added the boron 1 kg per hectare, then production increased to 2067 kg per hectare. So this is the effect of integration of these all nutrients, and they should be applied in balanced form at the recommended levels to increase the production and yield levels. Efficient crop management, very important for any crop, and we should develop the low cost and no cost technologies like crop rotation to improve the soil health and to reduce the pest population. Soil and moisture conservation measures should be taken because these are mainly cultivated in the rainfed areas.